welcome to the very first Japanese knitting mini lessons. My name is Athena and I am the host of a knitting podcast here in this channel called The Seedling Stitch, where I share a lot of my knitting projects, and a lot of them are coming from Japanese patterns. In my main program, I share a lot of Japanese knitting books and some projects that I knitted from Japanese patterns, and I believe that has inspired a lot of interest among my viewers, and some of you have requested me to do some tutorials on how to read Japanese patterns. I have seen a lot of tutorials in the internet, blog posts, or YouTube videos talking about how to read the Japanese knitting patterns, and I kind of find them like a large overview of the whole subject, and it's kind of daunting for a beginner who just want to venture into the Japanese knitting world. So in this series of mini lessons, instead of just throwing all the information at you, I decided to do it a little bit differently. I decided that in each of these mini lessons, I am gonna walk you through just one Japanese knitting pattern and interpret each of the details of this pattern so that you will build confidence on just knitting this one pattern. And as this series goes forwards, I will pick more and more complicated projects and include how to read more and more difficult Japanese knitting symbols. And as time goes, I think you will build more confidence. So today, I'm going to look at a pattern for a muffler with some simple garter stitch. And let's dive into my computer screen, and I'll interpret the pattern for you. This is the website where I can find a lot of free Japanese knitting patterns. Don't be intimidated by all these Japanese. So if you just scroll down or click this link, which will bring you to the free Japanese knitting patterns, they are all here. So this is saying these are all the different categories of knitted stuff. This means sweater and sweater, summer and spring, and these are sweater, cardigan, and there's also a lot of crocheting pattern. This is crocheting pattern, and this long one is shawl and a scarf. And also there's bag and then hat and all like the small accessories. And you can just click randomly if you don't read Japanese, and then they will bring you to a long list of free Japanese knitting patterns. And the one I found, and I'm going to talk about today, is this simple garter scarf. So if you have found the pattern and then you click the link, it will bring you to a page like this. And if you just scroll down below, there is a link where you can go to the downloading page, and these are all free. So here it is saying for downloading the pattern, click here. And this character with like a square and a cross in it, this means like a pattern, like the character for a pattern. So it's kind of like a sheet of paper, a rectangle sheet of paper, right? So you just remember this like square and then a cross, then this means the pattern. And after you click it, this will bring you to a PDF of this pattern. So here, let's look at this pattern. The Japanese knitting patterns are usually structured like this. So on the top corner, there usually is a nice image of the knitted result. And in this case, it's just a muffler with garter stitch, and there is like a hole in the middle so that you can tuck the other edge through the hole. And then on the front, there's some general information about the yarn, the needle, the gauge, and a few sentences of the instructions. And if you can't read this, that's not important at all, because all the informations are listed in the graphics below. So in the Japanese knitting patterns, there is usually a schematics. So this is just like a shape of your knitted result and some measurements. And then next there will be a chart that is charting out what kind of stitch it is using. So let's start from the top part. In the general information, they usually tell you what kind of yarn they are using. And here it's saying it's using this Martillo yarn of 115 grams. I guess if you're a knitter in the Western world, it would be hard for you to get hold of the same yarn. But that's okay. You can just search for this yarn and match a similar type. What I would usually do is just to type Martillo and yarn Ravelry, and I can just go to the Ravelry yarn page to learn about the basic information about this yarn. And here in Ravelry it's saying it's a bulky yarn, the needle size is this thing, the hook size, the fiber is this component, and I would just use some similar yarn if I am going to knit this project. The next thing is the needle size. This character means needle, and with this like cross shape. So yeah, it's all these Japanese characters. Some of them are quite graphical, so if you look at them, they may resemble some of the certain shapes. So this means needle, hope you can remember, and it's saying they're using needle size 8. You can just look at the number 8 here. I have to mention that the Japanese knitting needle sizes are a bit different, and I have actually made this needle size chart comparison here. You can take a screenshot. I actually made this into a bookmark, so yeah, you can print this page and make a bookmark for yourself as well. So here I'm listing the Japanese needle compared to the US needle. You can immediately observe that the Japanese needle size is increasing by 0.3 millimeters between each size, whereas in the US needle size it's increasing by either a half or a quarter. So to match the Japanese knitting needles, sometimes you might not have the exact size. You may just have like similar sizes. And here they're using the number 8 size, and that converts to 4.5 millimeter needle. And luckily, we have the exact same needle size in the US size 7 needle, which is 4.5 millimeter needle, so you can just use that needle size. And the next is telling you the measurements of the result. So it's saying the width is 20 centimeters and the length is 90 centimeter. And then it's telling you the gauge of a 10 centimeter square. And here it is saying in garter stitch. This is just because I can read Japanese. Then it's just something you kind of have to remember. This is gata ami, so garter stitch. And it's saying 10 stitches times 20 rows will make a 10 centimeter square. So this character means stitches in Japanese, although it kind of looks like rows instead of stitches. So this character actually means eyes in Chinese. I don't know, in Japanese they use this character for stitch, and then they use this character for rows. So 10 stitches times 20 rows is a 10 centimeter square. And here this is the method of knitting, or like instructions. And here the information written here aren't that important. They're just saying to knit this muffler, you start by making cast on regularly and then do a lot of garter stitches, and then in the middle you cast off a few stitches and then increase a few stitches, and then eventually you will cast off everything. And in the small characters it's saying the gauge can be different if you are knitting differently, so you might need to change your needle size to achieve the same gauge. So these aren't really important informations, and if you can't understand these, that's okay, because all these informations are given here in the schematics and below in this chart. So here, this is the chart. Let's look at the chart. The schematics. The schematics, it tell you the result is a square, and in the Japanese knitting pattern, everything is measured in centimeters. So here it tells you the knitting direction. So you start from the bottom of this rectangle, and it's telling you make 90 stitches. If you remember, this means stitches in Japanese. So you cast on 90 stitches. And here the 90 stitches equals to 90 centimeters. The C means centimeters. And then you just go up and then knit 10 centimeters or 20 rows. If you remember, this character means rows. You knit 10 rows, and then you make a small hole. And this square just means hole. It's quite graphical, right? And you make an 8 centimeter hole, and these are 8 stitches. And on the left hand side, there are a remaining 16 stitches or 16 centimeters. And on the right hand side of the hole, there are 66 stitches or 66 centimeters. And then you knit the garter stitch for another 10 centimeters or 20 rows, and then you cast off. And the total length of the muffler will be 20 centimeters or 40 rows. And this is just a schematics of how to knit, and all the details are given in this chart below. If you remember, I said this character means like a map or pattern, and here it's just showing you a chart of all these knitting patterns with the stitch numbers. So all these charts should be read from the bottom to the top, and from the right to the left if you are knitting on the right side, and knit read from left to right if you are knitting from the wrong side. And in the Japanese knitting symbols, this vertical line means knit stitch, and the horizontal line means 1 purl stitch. So this is a knit stitch. I think it's quite literal. It's quite intuitive for me, because when you are knitting a knit stitch, you push your needle vertically into the other loop, and when you are knitting a purl stitch, you kind of insert your needle horizontally into the other loop. So the vertical line is knit stitch and horizontal line is purl stitch. And in this small legend, it's telling you it's just using the blank square to represent the knit stitch, just for it to be more simplistic. So now we know on the first row you cast on 90 stitches, and I think you can just use long tail cast on, the regular cast on. You can cast on 90 stitches, and that will just be your first row. And on your second row, in the chart, it's telling you the purl stitch, but now you're knitting on the wrong side of the fabric. So actually, what you will do is to knit the second row. So all these charts are showing you the result that's seen from the right side. But when you are knitting on the wrong side, the knit to make a knit stitch on the right side, on the wrong side you need to purl, and to make a purl stitch on the right side, on the wrong side you need to knit. So actually on the second row you will knit, and then on the third row you will knit, and on the fourth row you will knit again. And here it's just telling you what is the pattern repeat. It's telling you the pattern repeat is every 2 rows. So every 2 rows you are repeating the same knit and purl, or knit from the wrong side, this pattern. And that is just the garter stitch. Perhaps you have already known that just from knitting from English knitting patterns. And then you knit 20 rows until here. And this symbol, this darker round symbol, means casting off in the Japanese symbols. So when you knit towards this is the 66th stitch, and on the 67th stitch of the 20th row, you cast off. So you cast off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You cast off these 8 stitches, and then on the row of 22, on this row, when you are going back from the knit stitch from the wrong side, you are making this thing, and it's telling you what this is. So this symbol means back loop cast on. So from here you use the back loop cast on method to cast on 8 stitches, and then you keep going with the garter stitch. So by casting off on the 20th row and then casting on the 22nd row, you will make a hole in this muffler, and then you just keep going, and on the 40th row you cast off, and you finished making this muffler. And that is the end result. So as you can see, this schematics with measurements is showing you exactly what this pattern is showing you here. So that is this pattern. If you are going to knit this one, leave a comment and let me know how it goes. The next time I am thinking of doing a hat. I have found this free pattern on the page, and let me know if you would be interested in learning how to read this chart. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed this mini lesson. If you enjoy this content, please make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out future mini lessons. And if you enjoy my knitting projects, make sure you check out my knitting podcast, where I gave a lot more details on some knitting techniques and something about my personal life. I decided to run a Japanese knitting along, so if you have knitted a pattern from this series, please upload your image on Instagram with the hashtag Japanese Knitting KAL, so Japanese knitting along. And I'm on Instagram as SD_Athena. So make sure you add me and join the knit along, and leave a comment in below and let me know what future projects you would be interested in, whether it's hats or shawl or even Japanese knitting sweaters. You can leave a link in below, and I will put that into my to-do list for these future mini episodes. So until then, happy Easter, and see you next time. Bye!